Hi everybody, thank you for tuning in for yet another TIFF 2014 review. Today I'm going to be reviewing a Midnight Madness film that I saw called CUB. It's a Belgian film directed by a guy named Jonas Govertz. Forgive me if I did not pronounce that correctly. Okay. I'm going to try to keep this pretty short because I don't have a lot to say other than that I really did not like this film. Did nothing for me. As a matter of fact, I found it rather irritating. I found it ridiculous. I found it stupid. I found it pointless. I found it uninteresting. Did not care about the characters. None of it made sense. And very, very little of it entertained me. There was only one scene in the entire movie that I found entertaining, and that was it. Okay, so here's the plot for you. Bunch of Boy Scouts go on this camping trip, and their scout leaders are, one of them is this really obnoxious dude who, you know, seriously, I couldn't wait to see him meet his end, because he was just really bugging me. I just couldn't stand this guy. He was just mean and nasty and just a jerk. And that was the only scene I enjoyed, was when he met his end. And then the other guy was nicer. You know, he was a nicer guy, you know, kind of softer, gentler with the kids. But I mean, the whole time this other guy is just, you know, he's yelling at the kids, you know, just berating them all the time. And there's this one kid, I forget his name, he's the main character in the movie, who's kind of different. He's got a troubled past. It was never really explained exactly what happened, except that there was some kind of traumatic, you know, incident in his past. And the jerky guy, you know, he's kept saying to the other guy, I don't know why he's in this troop. He doesn't belong here. He belongs in a nut house, and blah, blah, blah. And the other guy seems to kind of have a soft spot for him and everything. But anyway, so they go on this camping trip. And of course, there's the requisite female who comes along as the cook, who, you know, of course, there's going to end up some kind of sexual, you know, thing going on between her and one of the guys, which does. So predictable. So, you know, whatever. Anyway, so they go on this camping trip, and they encounter these guys that are like playing around with this, like, what do they call those things? Like one of these ATVs or something anyway. And they're on their campground, and they have a run-in with these guys. Pretty pointless scene. You know, and then they end up going to this other campsite, and we find out that the woods are all rigged with all these booby traps. And, you know, the worst thing about this movie was just like the total, like, nonsense. It just made absolutely no sense. There's like this, it looks like an old subway train that's buried underground. Now, how in the fuck this subway train got buried underground? I mean, what did this, and this old guy is like, you know, wandering around in this subway car all the time, and he kind of runs things, and there's all this equipment in there. There's like, he's got like this command post with this like console with all these lights that go off all the time whenever one of these booby traps is set off, and alarms go off and all this shit. How in the fuck this guy got this thing down there in the ground and managed to get all this equipment and the power for the equipment to run? How does that happen? But anyway, you know what I mean? It just made no sense whatsoever. And I'm sitting there going like, the fuck is this? You know? I mean, it just really, really bugged me. You know, I mean, like I've said before in my reviews that I enjoy movies that make you think, and that make you kind of wonder about what's going on. But then again, when a movie is blatantly nonsensical, and there's no, like, cohesive, you know, structure, or there's no, you know, like, framework for what's going on, like, it's just irritating. It's irritating. This movie was a total waste of time. Total waste of time. Was not scary to me at all. Was not suspenseful. Oh, I guess I kind of forgot an important part of the plot. There's this, like, feral boy running around with this, like, pagan-looking mask on all the time. He's this skinny, dirty kid. And he's running around, and he's kind of menacing people and stuff like that, but, you know. And there's kind of, like, this weird, nest that he's made in this tree in the woods, which was really neat looking. It was a great looking thing. But how the hell this feral kid managed, again, how he managed to construct this very elaborate, like, you know, huge, immense, like, you know, nest comprised of all these, like, you know, branches woven together in this tree is beyond me. Not that I care. Not that I cared. Not that I care now. It was really bad. I hated this movie. I hated it. You know, definitely do not recommend it. It was a wasted ticket, a waste of time. I couldn't stand it. Couldn't stand it. Couldn't wait for it to be over. That's all I can say. Do not recommend this film. Stay away. Okay, so that's my review of CUB. I'll be back with a review of Wasteland. Stay tuned.